A big mistake that I see new sellers make is kind of thinking that the Amazon platform is similar to the eBay platform. So if you've ever sold anything on eBay, basically you can sell anything on eBay and whoever's searching for it, you have a good chance of selling it. Not on Amazon. Not everything sells well on Amazon, and some products fly off the shelves, others are sitting forever, some have too high competition. There's a lot of data and a lot of factors that go into deciding if you should purchase something to sell on Amazon. So the best way to figure out what exactly is going to sell well is your knowledge with reading Keepa data. This should really be the first place that a serious seller dives into. You need to be able to look at these charts and know what's going on, because it's going to be all of the power that lets you decide if you should purchase this product or not. So today I'm going to run you through the basics step by step so that we can make reading a Keepa chart super easy. But first, if you're new here, I'm Cassandra and I'm a full-time Amazon seller. I love teaching, I love selling online, so I combine those two passions right here every week and teach you guys exactly what I'm doing to make money on Amazon. So if you like that kind of stuff, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on those notifications. Down below in the description, you'll see links to my free Facebook group, free Discord, all of my softwares, as well as an opportunity if you want to do one-on-one consulting with me. All right, let's get to Keepa. Once you have Keepa, you're going to want to go to Google and type in Keepa Chrome extension and download that. Once you do, anytime you're on an Amazon listing, all of the Keepa information is going to come up right underneath the listing. So when you first look at one of these Keepa charts, it can be really intimidating. I remember the first time that I saw one and was watching a YouTube video and someone was trying to explain how they were reading the chart. It seemed so foreign to me, like rocket science. It is kind of complex, but once you really understand the gist of it and what each different color means, it becomes a lot easier as you look at more and more and more. So let's break it down each color at a time. So I took everything else off here except for the green line, which is the sales rank. Now this is super important to know as an Amazon seller, because this is basically telling us how fast this product is flying off of the shelves and being purchased. Now when you're running a race, whoever gets first place wins the race. The same with the sales rank. The lower the sales rank, the better. So down here, I can see that for this product, the sales rank being 17,000, 21,000 in toys and games, that's a really strong rank. But across time here in August, now the rank is going up. So that means that it's starting to sell slower. So we really want to see lower ranks. Next, if I bring this blue line up here, this is showing us all of the new offers from all of the sellers. So this could be somebody merchant fulfilling it and sending it out themselves, somebody doing FBA. Literally all of the new offers are coming up here. And we can see on this listing, it's kind of all over the place. So in June to early July, we have $40.99. Now it's jumping way up to $74. 89, 74. Now down here in August, the new offer is $40.99. So this blue line showing us the new lowest price is not consistent on this listing, as you can tell. Next, I'm popping up right here the new third-party FBA price. Now this is what's really important to me because I do mostly FBA selling. So I want to see what the new FBA offers are that are coming onto this listing. And that's these orange triangles. So in orange, back here, we see the third-party FBA price of $60.98. And then, boom, it spiked way up to 100, 100, 100. And now it's staying pretty high up there. So the lowest new price we have here is $40.99. And the third-party FBA price is $97.25. Now, what you really want to see when you're looking at listings is consistency. So to have all of these jumps all over the place, up, down, middle, up, down, that's not what you're looking for when you're determining if you want to jump on a product or not. So I can even bring my view out. This is the 3-month view. Let's make it go to the year view so we can really see what was happening here. So the FBA offers, I can see way back in October, 99, then they're jumping up to 125 here around Christmas time, and then they sink right back down after Q4 and the holiday season's done. Stays pretty low. Now it's jumping back up. So this is kind of scary to jump onto, because what if you jump onto it thinking that you're going to sell it up here at this price, and all of a sudden the price tanks again, and now it's only selling at this point? Now you're either going to have to lower your price if you want to get rid of it, or sit on this inventory and have money held up. Let's say you're able to find this toy for $30. If you were planning on selling it at that 100 price point, that would be showing a profit of $38, which is really good. That's 129% ROI. But the problem is that's not a guarantee. The price is going so much up and down on this listing that you might end up having to sell it at only $60. And then now your profit is only $4. And that's a big difference. So one of the most important things that you need to get used to finding is a steady chart that is not jumping up and down and going all over the place. And what's really important to know is right here, this pink is the buy box. So the buy box is when somebody adds to cart and pushes that button that they want to buy it. This is the price that it went for. So we're looking at the pink now. Offers are all over the place. We have an offer from a third-party seller for almost $100, but the buy box only went for $46.99, and that was to Amazon. So I also know that Amazon is on this listing. So if I keep coming across time, I'm seeing that Amazon is having that buy box a lot, and it's significantly lower than the third-party offer. Now to see how often Amazon is actually on this listing, we're going to come here and hit this, and we'll see it light up with this beige color. Everywhere that you see this beige, let me take the other stuff off so that you can just see the color that I'm looking at. This is Amazon. So right here where there's a gap, that means that Amazon went out of stock for this period of time and they were not on the listing. But all of this time, Amazon's on it, and their price is significantly lower than the third-party sellers. I always enjoy, especially looking at toys, when everything's pretty flat except for right here at Christmas. You can see how there's a lot of room to raise your prices right before Christmas, because if somebody wants something and they don't have a lot of time left to get it, they're going to pay a hefty price for it. So if someone were to order this in November, Amazon would have given it to them for $46.99. But right here, right before Christmas, the supply is greater. They know people are going to want it and buy it at whatever price they offer. And now people are paying $99.99 for it. So they are willing to pay double the price to get it from Amazon right before Christmas. Now this bottom graph down here, so we have the rank here in the middle, this green one, and the bottom one down here, this is the offer count and the review count. So the offer count is how many people are on this listing trying to sell this product. And the review count, basically with reviews, if the reviews are going up and higher, then you can infer that the sales are going up and higher as well, because the more sales it's getting, then the more reviews that it's getting. Maybe for every 100 sales, there might be one review that comes in. So this green line right here, how we can see that going up, that's the review count. So we can see that across time, this is selling more because it's getting more reviews. Now over here, if I'm checking it on Friday, December 10th, there were 26 new offers and there was one used offer. So a total of 27 offers right here before Christmas. Then after the holiday season, a lot of the sellers fell off. And now there are only 12 new offer counts and 8 used offer counts on January 9th. So you can see that the offers are going down and those are your competition. This is how many other people are on this listing that you are going to compete with to win that buy box. Now this blue line that I just brought up, these are the people who are FBMing the products. That means they're merchant fulfilling it, fulfilled by a merchant. They're not getting the product and then sending it to an Amazon warehouse. They're keeping their product at their home, and then when somebody orders it, they're going to package it, put the shipping label on it, and send it out to the customer, and also take care of the customer service. So then that leaves you kind of wondering, like, who's getting the sales? If we have Amazon on this, we have FBA offers on this, we have FBM offers on this, who is getting the sales? Well, to know that, then you're going to come here into this data tab. Once you hit the data, now we're going to go to buy box statistics. So this is for 30 days, and I can see that Amazon is winning the sales 100% of the time with their price of $40.99. The last time they won it was 12 days ago. But here, if I go out to the past year range, I can see that Amazon is very greedy on this listing and they are not wanting to share the buy box. They are winning 99% of the sales on this listing in the past year. So this would absolutely not be a product that I would want to jump on. Number one, because it's not steady. Nothing is steady about this. The buy box is changing all over the place. Number two, Amazon's on it. Sometimes it's okay to jump on a listing that Amazon is on as long as they're sharing the buy box. But in this case, they're not sharing it at all. And then over here, this tells me the type of fulfillment that is winning the buy box. So these ones that are checked, these are FBA sellers. And when I don't see a check, that is a merchant fulfilled seller. So those are the people who are, again, packaging it at their home and sending it directly. So there are two merchant fulfillers on here. That specifically means if my model is to merchant fulfill, I especially would not want to jump on this listing. Not only is Amazon taking the sales, but when they do decide to share, they're mostly sharing with FBA sellers. So this is really important to look at to know, number one, what does the graph look like? Does everything look steady? And number two, if things are selling well, who are getting the sales? Is it shared evenly? And do I have room to come in and get some of those sales as well? Okay, let's look at another graph and see what's going on with that one. Now, here is a listing that seems like a great listing. It's in the top 1%. It's getting an estimated 43,435 sales a month. And that just seems astronomical for an amount of shirts to be sold. But the issue here is there are a ton of variations on this listing. And that number of estimated sales is coming from all of the sales on this parent listing. So all of these different colors, all of these different sizes, that number is the sales of everything combined. This can kind of create some problems, especially for new sellers, because how do you know which color and which size is actually selling? Not all colors and not all sizes sell equally. So this is where it's important to go down to that Keepa chart and look at the different variations. A lot of sellers tell me that this is intimidating for them to do, but it's actually very, very easy to find the variation that's selling well. So we're just going to come down here to this variation tab. And now what we're going to want to do is filter these ratings from highest to lowest, because again, the more ratings a product has, the more sales it has. It's directly correlated. The more sales that are going out, the more ratings in the end it's going to receive. So then we can infer that the listing with the greatest amount of ratings is also getting the greatest volume of sales. And in this case, when I filter it, I see that trophy right here. 16% of the ratings, 13,098 of them came from this variation. So if I found this brand of shirts and I wasn't sure what color or size to get, I would come down here to this tab and I would look at the one that has the best ratings, and those are the ones that are selling faster. So in this case, it is the regular 6-pack white in size large. If I could find that product for a cheap enough price, that would be the color and the size that I would want to get to jump on this listing. So this is so quick and easy to find, and it can save you from making a really bad purchase. For example, if I go the other way, this variation, the regular 3-pack micro mesh cool zone underarm size medium, that doesn't have any ratings. None of these have any ratings yet on this variation, so therefore they're not getting a large volume of sales, if any at all. So to prevent yourself from buying the bad variation that's not flying off the shelves, just come down here to that variations tab and look at the one that has the best ratings. Super easy, super quick. Okay, I pulled up a new product and let's take a look at the Keepa chart. So if I first look at this at a month's glance to see what's going on here, this blue line here is telling me the lowest offer that is coming in across all different sellers. So beginning of August, we're at $8. Now we're up here at $13. We're coming up a little bit more, $14. Now my orange triangles, those are telling me the third-party FBA sellers. So we have $18.93, and then the FBM seller, $21.78. So there's a different offer counts going on here. I'm going to look at the rank. The rank was 130,000, and now it's getting lower and lower. So the rank looks pretty good. It's not too bad. This is moving pretty quickly. The new offer count, we have 18 people on it. going down, going down, going down, going down. Now there's only one offer on it. So let me pull this out a little further. If you were just looking at this listing and thinking, oh my gosh, that's amazing. I can jump on as a third-party seller and sell this soap for $21.99. I'm definitely going to make a profit. So let's come up here. So you're selling it around $21. Let's say the cost price for you is $6. That means your profit is nearly $6. It's almost 100% ROI, which that's amazing. But it's all about supply and demand. Right now you can see that the offer is pretty high. But if I go back to just on Monday, that offer was much lower. Now, the reason is, if I look down, there were more sellers on this. So there were 11 sellers and the offers are lower. Right now, those sellers all fell off. So now that there's only one offer count, they can raise that price up because they're not competing against anybody. If someone wants to buy this, they have no choice but to buy it for that price. So that's supply and demand, which means if I look at this a little further out, let's go to the year. Right here, that buy box being that high, that is not what it is typically at. The typical line, I can see it drawn right here. This typically is going for new offer count of $13.50, buy box price of $8.49. So Amazon does come on this listing, and when they're on it, they come on at a really low price. So if you can get lucky and Amazon goes out of stock and there's nobody else on it, that's when you can afford to jump up the price like this. But the problem is, if you're not checking this historical data, you might think that this listing is always selling for that $21 price. When in reality, if you look across, it does not typically sell for this price at all. You're more likely going to sell it for maybe $15. In that case, if you go up and you change this for a sell price of $15 and not that 21 that you were originally counting on, now you can see that there's actually no profit to be made on this product. So this is what we call a spiked buy box. Right now it is spiked up, but that is not typically where it sits at. So you never want to purchase a product based on that spiked buy box, because 99% chance that buy box is not going to stay there. It is not going to stay spiked. It is going to come right back down. And then you're going to have a product that you think you're going to make a profit on, and now you're not going to make a profit at all. You might even lose some money on it. So something good to do is to come over here to this data tab and look really closely at the product details. So come right down here. And down here, the buy box, which is the price that the consumer is purchasing it for, you can see the average buy box. So the 90-day average was only $8.17. The 180-day average, $8.25. And now looking at the buy box statistics, I can see that Amazon does share the buy box a little more on this one than they did that LOL toy, but still they're winning 74% of the sales. So for every 100 units of the soap that are purchased, Amazon is getting the sales for 74 of them. They're not really sharing it a ton. But the good news is, if you're a merchant fulfiller, you can see that the other people who are winning the buy box on this product are most of them merchant fulfilling. So the only two that we see here that are getting the buy box at all in the past year, there's only 2 FBA sellers. And this FBA seller won 1% of the sales, and this one 9% of the sales. But if I click on see all buying options, the only option I have to purchase it from right now as a consumer is this high $21 price, because all of the other sellers fell off. They didn't replenish because this isn't a very profitable listing to be on. But this guy who came on it got on at a really lucky time, because everybody else fell off, and so did Amazon. They went out of stock. So now that this person is the only seller, now there's a potential for them to make a profit on the soap, where typically there's not potential on it. All right, and one more Keepa chart to look at together. So here we have some great value zipper bags, and this looks much better than the other ones we are looking at. See how it's flat? Everything is staying pretty steady and consistent. That's what you want. You don't want to be jumping on where buy boxes are going all over the place and you don't really know what price to count on, because it could just be spiked right now and it's going to drop back down. Those are risky to get on. But something like this, where across time, all the way back since June, I can see that it's steady, it's flat. It's going for this price for a long period of time. So I can infer that it's going to keep going for this price and that it's probably not going to fall. Something else that I like about this is I can see a nice rank here and the offer count and review count. So even though back here there was only 4 offers, here's what the price was at up here, the offer count. So we have the buy box at $23.44, and there's only 4 offers on it. This was on July 9th. Now, coming across time, the buy box isn't that much lower, and there's a lot more offers on it. That's really good to see that the buy box is still staying steady, even though the competition is rising. Because a lot of the times what happens is, as the competition rises, they all start competing against each other and lowering and lowering and lowering that buy box. So it's nice to see listings that are steady and considerably safe. We also see the review count going up higher and higher, and that's good. That means that consistently it's getting more and more sales. Let's bring it out to a year range, and look at that. It's beautiful. The past year, it has been a super, super steady line of offers. We had a little bump right here, but other than that, really steady. So let's check out some of the data. If you come to data and then offers, we can see all of the different sellers who have offers on this listing and which ones are selling. So this guy right here, this is Prime. He has sold roughly 218 of this product, and the seller is Blessings Emporium. So they're Prime, they're an FBA seller. And right here, first seen, this is really cool because it tells you how long they have been on this listing, which if you're serious about really building your catalog with Amazon, you want to find things that are replenishable, things that you can just keep ordering month after month after month. So people who have been on this for a long time, you can see that they're on it because they're making sales and they're making money. That's why they're staying on it. So for people to be on it for this long means that this could be profitable if you're finding it at a low enough price. So this seller first jumped on this 4 months ago, this seller 6 months ago. This seller has been on this listing for 36 months. So something else that I like to do is knowing that this seller is selling this product. It's a great value product. So that says to me that this seller is also selling arbitrage items, just items you can get from any old store and resell it. The fact that they've been on this listing for a long time means that they are replenishing it. They're getting it and selling and getting it and selling it month after month. So if I know, number one, they're an arbitrage seller. Number two, they know how to find good listings and replenish them. They probably have a lot other different items in their catalog that are also selling well that I can go and storefront stock and piggyback off of. So right here, I'm going to click on their name, and now I can see the categories that they're mostly selling in: grocery, health, home, beauty. That's perfect. Those are the types of categories that I also like to sell in. Come down a little lower, I can see the brands that they're selling. 25% of their listings are Equate. 10% are great value. So this definitely is an arbitrage seller and somebody that I can piggyback what they're selling. So now here in Keepa, I just went to their storefront and it just loaded in all of the products that are in their storefront. Now I didn't really intend to do this in this video, but while we're on it, we found someone that looks like they have some really great products. So I might as well show you how to now try and steal their products. We're going to come right here and we're going to export these ASINs. We just want the ASINs. It's going to be a CSV file so that we can flip it into tactical arbitrage and we'll export. So you can see how reading data from a Keepa chart and looking at all of the statistics and the offers, how it can lead you down what we call rabbit holes. So you find something good, and from that, you're finding X, Y, Z, all of these other places to jump to. So now right here, I have all of the ASINs from their storefront. I'm going to save, and I'll just do arbitrage, storefront, great value. And now what I'm going to do with that CSV file is pull it up into tactical arbitrage and let it source all of those ASINs for me and show me where there's profit to be made, match it to stores where I can buy it from cheap enough to then flip it and sell it on Amazon. Which, if doing that is something that you guys are interested in seeing, let me know in the comments down below, and I can show you how to import those CSV files into tactical arbitrage to steal those ASINs. Now I'm going to quickly look at the buy box statistics. First thing I notice, there's no Amazon. This is perfect. This is a great listing. I'm not going to have to compete with Amazon. Although this Blessings Emporium, they are winning a lot of the buy box, 43% of the time. There's still a lot of room for other sellers to get sales. So Prime Commerce Arena, they're getting 11% of the buy box wins. Something else that I look at is if I want to FBM this product. From this listing, I can see that in the past 30 days, only 2 sellers here are FBM sellers that won the buy box. This one won at 4% of the time, and this one won at 1% of the time. So I can tell that this listing in particular is favoring FBA sellers, and I wouldn't want to FBM this product. And then over here, I can see the last time that they won a sale. They won the buy box. So right there, last one. So this top guy, his last sale was a day ago. The seller right here, they got a sale 2 days ago. Just now, the buy box went to this seller right here. So it is rotating around. It is favoring Blessings Emporium more, but it is being shared somewhat. So there you have it, your Keepa 101 basics. This is something that you would definitely need to be knowledgeable in if you plan to be a serious seller on Amazon. And basically what you should get from this is knowing that don't just go where the buy box is now and buy a product. You really want to make sure that the buy box across time, what that looks like, what you can really count on selling that product for. You don't want to buy spiked things that have the buy box just spiked up. You want to look at different supply and demand. You want to look at the sales rank. You want to see the statistics. Who are the offers? Who's winning the sales? If Amazon's on it, are they sharing the buy box? So there's a lot to look at. And I hope that this video was able to break it down for you a little bit to make it a little easier to understand the charts and what's really important to be looking at. And then you also got that extra piece of information in there, how you can use the data from the sellers that are on it and really dig into their storefronts. And if you are good with tactical arbitrage, you can speed up your sourcing by downloading all of their ASINs and uploading it right into tactical arbitrage. If you ever have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments because I personally answer them every single day. So anything that might still be a little bit confusing for you, go ahead and leave it right down below and I will do my best to help you out. All right, I'll catch you in the next video.